Hello friends, today's video is in continuation of our previous videos of digestive system. In this video, we will study about metabolism and disease of gastrointestinal tract. Friends, the sum of all the chemical processes that occurs in our body is called metabolism. Now friends, we will see in details all the chemical processes which occurs in our body. Friends, in our body, three type of chemical reactions are continuously in the process, and these reactions are anabolism, then catabolism and isobolism. And the sum of all these reactions are called metabolism. So friends, we have seen the chemical reactions like anabolism, catabolism and isobolism, and the sum of all these reactions are called metabolism. Now friend, we will study about these chemical reaction one by one. The first is the anabolism. Friends, anabolism is the chemical process in which complex chemical substance are built from a smaller and the simpler one. For example, this complex chemical substance which are built from the smaller or the simpler one is the amino acid which are used to build a complex food, that is protein, and this protein which makes our body structure such as muscles and bones. So in the process of anabolism, the simple food, that is amino acid, is used to build the complex food, that is protein. So this process is anabolism. Now friends, let us see the process of catabolism. The chemical process in which the complex chemical substance are broken down into smaller and simpler one is called catabolism. In this chemical process, the complex food, that is glucose, is broken down and the byproducts such as water, carbon dioxide along with energy is released. As we know friend, this glucose is a simple food which we get after digestion of carbohydrate. When this carbohydrate is further broken down in the process of catabolism, the byproducts are this water, carbon dioxide as well as ATP. Now this catabolism leads to the breakdown of glucose into water, carbon dioxide and ATP, which is in the form of energy. This energy is stored in this form of ATP. Now friends, we will see the third process of the metabolism, and this is isobolism. See, this isobolism is the chemical process which maintain the equilibrium between anabolism and the catabolism. So friends, we have seen the different chemical reactions which occur in our body, and the sum of all these reactions are called metabolism. And the most important thing which we get in the process of metabolism is energy. Friends, as we already know that energy is a quantitative property that is transferred to any object in order to perform work. And once energy is produced, it cannot be destroyed. See friends, there are different sources of energies like solar energy, like kinetic energy, electrical energy, and all these energies, when they are produced, they are utilized to perform work. But in human being, you see, energy is produced from the food. See friends, this food is the substance which we eat or drink for our nourishment. And in our food, there are basically 6 major components. And these components are, you see, carbohydrate, protein and fat. And they are macronutrients because they are bigger molecule and complex molecule. These macronutrients are energy producing food also, whereas vitamins, minerals and water are smaller molecules. Therefore, they are also called micronutrients and they help in producing energy. And see, in this micronutrients, we have vitamins. There are 6 types of vitamins which are present in our food, like vitamin A, D, E, K. All these 4 types of vitamins are fat soluble vitamins, whereas vitamin B and C are water soluble vitamins. Similarly, we have minerals like iron, magnesium, zinc, calcium, phosphorus, and all these are present in our food. So friends, we have seen the macronutrients as well as micronutrients, and these macro and micronutrients are responsible for the production of energy through the process of metabolism. This energy in this macronutrients, which are in complex form and has to be broken down into simple food, because this simple food can only be absorbed by our body, and after absorption of this simple food it goes into the mitochondria of cell, where after metabolism energy is produced and are stored in the form of ATP. See, this energy is expressed in the unit of calorie or kcal, that is kilocalorie, and 1 calorie is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree centigrade. As we have seen that this energy is stored in the form of ATP, and this ATP we get after the catabolism of glucose. See friends, when 1 molecule of glucose is catabolized, we get 32 molecules of ATP along with water and carbon dioxide. This ATP is adenosine triphosphate, and this adenosine triphosphate, the molecule are very active in the nature, and they immediately combined with the water molecule, and after the process of hydrolysis it is converted into ADP. This ADP is adenosine diphosphate and energy is released. Friends, when 1 gram of carbohydrate it is catabolized, we get 4 kilocalorie energy. Similarly, when 1 gram of protein is catabolized, we get 4 kcal of energy, and when 1 gram of fat is metabolized, we get 9 kcal of energy. This energy is utilized to do various activities in our body. So friends, we have seen from complex food, it is broken down into simple food, and this simple food provides us energy after catabolism. Friends, even when the body is at rest, it consumes energy. So why this energy is consumed when the body is at rest? Because our internal activity needs energy, and to maintain this homeostasis, and our body requires energy. The minimum consumption of energy per day in male at rest is 2300 kilocalorie, whereas the minimum consumption of energy per day in female when she is at rest is 1900 kilocalorie. So friends, we have seen when body is at rest, it also required energy, and this energy we get it from the process of metabolism. And as per the activity we do it, the energy is the body requires energy, and the amount of energy our body from catabolism we get. Now friends, how fast the body gets energy is calculated through BMR, that is basal metabolic rate. It is the rate of metabolism of an individual for maintaining only the essential life processes. It is calculated per square meter of the body surface area per hour. and it is measured around 12 hours after meal in physical as well as when the body is at mental rest. The value of this BMR, that is basal metabolic rate, is influenced by age, sex and thyroid activities. So we have seen, friends, that basal metabolic rate is the rate of metabolism of an individual. Now friends, when there is any abnormalities in the process of metabolism, then we suffer from a very chronic disease called diabetes. This diabetes is a metabolic disorder caused by inadequate amount of insulin produced by beta cell of pancreas. See friends, our human body cells have cell membrane and they are very selective permeable. They doesn't allow glucose to get inside the cell easily. Therefore, this glucose need the help of insulin, which acts as a, you can say, gate pass, and they allow this glucose to step inside the cell. See, if insulin is in inadequate amount, the glucose is not able to utilized or used by the body. And if this glucose is not utilized or used by the body, they move freely in the bloodstream and thus viscosity of blood is increased. Therefore, it causes damage to different vital organs of our body. See, in diabetes, which is characterized by you say hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia is high blood glucose level. This diabetes is also characterized by polyuria. Polyuria is increase in the frequency of urine. This diabetes is characterized by polydipsia. This polydipsia is increase in thirst, and polyphagia, which is increased in appetite. Friends, India is considered as a diabetic capital of world. Diabetic capital of world. And observing this high number of diabetic patients in our country, world has decided to create awareness about this disease, and thus we have World Diabetic Day on 14th November. So friends, now we will see the common gastrointestinal disease, and they are GERD. This GERD is gastroesophageal reflux disease. We have diarrhea, which is also very common GI disease, that is gastrointestinal disease. This diarrhea is frequently passing of soft liquid feces. We have chronic constipation. This chronic constipation is hard feces with less frequency of feces. Ulcer, it is also a very common gastrointestinal disease. This ulcer is a wound seen in a stomach or duodenum due to hypersecretion of HCl, and it can be duodenal ulcer or gastric ulcer. Common GI disease is hemorrhoids. This hemorrhoid is a bleeding from anus, generally seen in the condition of piles. We have IBS. IBS is irritable bowel syndrome. Then we have pancreatitis. This pancreatitis is inflammation of pancreas. Dyspepsia is indigestion. Gastroenteritis is the inflammation of stomach and intestine. We have gastritis. This gastritis is inflammation of stomach. Hepatitis. Hepatitis is inflammation of liver. And jaundice. See, the jaundice is seen when excess of bilirubin is seen in the blood. This bilirubin is a yellow color pigment secreted by liver. So friends, here we complete the chapter of metabolism and the diseases of gastrointestinal tract. Now, at the end of this video, we will see the questions which are for your interview. And these questions are: what is digestion? What are the process of digestion we have? from where the process of digestion starts, describe anatomy and physiology of salivary gland, describe anatomy and physiology of a stomach, liver, pancreas, what are the proteolytic enzyme, name them, what are the sources of carbohydrate splitting enzyme, which organ is responsible for absorption of simple food, what is metabolism, what is energy, describe the process through which we get energy, describe diabetes, name 5 gastrointestinal disease, and so on. So friends, by this we end the chapter of digestive system and metabolism. Thank you friends for patient listening. Thank you.